It's nothing to a stunner, baby. I'ma keep.
Hustle on the premises where your hustle on the premises where your mama living. I don't think they understand about the rough conditions. I've been slummed too, through the mud, got it out of. Now I'm on top of that dirt and I'm proud of trying to get that hustle. Hustle on the premises where your mama living. I don't think they understand about the rough conditions. I've been slummed too, through the mud, got it out of. Now I'm on top of that dirt and I'm proud of trying to get that hustle. Hustle on the premises where your mama living. I don't think they understand about the rough conditions. I've been slummed too, through the mud, got it out of. Now I'm on top of that dirt and I'm proud of trying to get that hustle. Hustle on the premises where your mama living. I don't think they understand about the rough conditions. I've been slummed too, through the mud, got it out of. Now I'm on top of that dirt and I'm proud of trying to get that hustle. Hustle on the premises where your mama living. I don't think they understand about the rough conditions. I've been slummed too, through the mud, got it out of. Now I'm on top of that dirt and I'm proud of trying to get that hustle. Yo,
Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix. Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix. Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix. Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix.
It's bacon, soda, buddy, Mr. Arm and Hammer. I've been on with hammers, watch them on my radar scanner. You know I'm cruising like Tom or Penelope. You know I gotta digest bad calories. Got me on the stove tip with the water whip. Pyrex vision, I can vision this. Fumes going up my nose and I ain't got no mask in here. Counting more money than I ever seen in years. Times 3 times 12 turn 4 in the 6 serving hardball and softball condiments, hand-to-hand packages, moving with some savages. See, I really got it out the mud with them packages.
Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix. Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix. Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix. Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix.
Count that shit on the floor, stack that shit to the ceiling, yeah. Scales, back to back, this shit look like reptilians. I just wanna get that money till that shit come millions. I be trapping like my pops, where you think I get this hustle from? These niggas, man, they don't want no bread. These niggas, man, they don't get no crumbs. I just wanna go so smart, these niggas wanna just act so dumb. I just wanna stack it up until I get 100 of them. I just wanna run it up, I think they wanna hustle from me. I just wanna do it how I do it, moving like a maneuver. Shooter on the roof, please don't make me make that car to do you. I just wanna go get this money, you already know we do it. Old school whip, I chop the top, boy, you gotta go medulla.
Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix. Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix. Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix. Whipping in that kitchen, mama used to do it, but I do it different cause I need a bunch of blues in my mix.
What's up with all my peoples? What's happening?
Yay.
Welcome to another episode of Men's Motivational Mondays. We got me, King David, in the building.
Me, Mike Grievous, in the building.
There we go. I don't even know how to do that. That's what it is there. My name is Kevin Brown. How you doing? Yes.
You know what it is.
And nigga in the corner in the building. Like brother man from upstairs, I'm nigga in the corner.
Yeah. And he's through the window. Nah, just kidding.
Shout it out. Shout out to Worldwide Collaboration. Shout out to Busy One Radio.
Busy One.
Shout out to Day to Day. Let's talk about it on Friday.
Day to Day.
Also find Sunday on Busy One Radio Network from 3 to 4. You heard?
Sunday Tuesday is Sunday. With all that us on the 1, 2, 3,
4,
and
5,
King
6.
David on the 4.
Shout out to Chris.
Warm it up, Chris. Warm it up.
If y'all weren't here last week, you missed some shit from Chris.
Yeah. Hey, Chris was dumping. What?
Hey, everybody ain't ready for that spoken word. Everybody ain't
I
ready
bet
for
one of people hit.
man. In between I got like 4 or 5 times for everybody to get all of that in at one time.
Some people might need a whole
Hey,
year.
I see, and then I looked at it another day. He was doing the same thing on another one.
Right. New World Order. We hear you talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone on the panel is
Hey.
expressing their opinion. And their opinion is strictly their opinion. It's strictly their opinion. It does not have anything to do with the brand, nor does it reflect on the brand's integrity. I had to clear my throat. Yeah. Back to Women's Wednesday. Shout out to the women on Wednesdays. They go in.
Matriarch Wednesday, you hear me?
They had a powerful show
Yeah, big
last week.
queens. Yeah.
It was a powerful show.
Yeah, all of them is over. Went over on YouTube over 1K.
What?
Yeah, from last week.
Those
On
are the
YouTube.
matriarchs coming to the
But
table.
y'all got some 1K too for me and Mondays on YouTube too. I gotta send it to
Oh
y'all.
yeah, we've been jumping up.
Now y'all been had us.
We hey,
Damn.
hey, we've been jumping, huh?
Damn.
Hey, but they jump consistently. That's the thing about them. You feel me, bro? Let's get it. Talk about it. What's going on?
Shit,
What's
man.
the latest?
So you tell us what's been going on in your absence, Mike. What you been seeing out here in these
Hey, I
streets?
seen some crazy ish today.
Mm.
All right. I want y'all's opinion real quick. Like, this lady basically got mad at her man because he got mad at her for letting Usher put cherries down her throat.
Usher.
Yeah, she was at a concert.
Talking about the Usher that used to
Yeah, the one that
P.
spelled his
Diddy.
name.
They used to wrestle with P. Diddy over the cereal in the morning. That's Usher.
Oh, I ain't
Yeah,
know.
you don't see that.
I didn't know about that. I
The
didn't know
one that
that.
spelled his name.
I don't know enough about urban motherfucking shit, man. I feel
I ain't know
I
nothing
don't
about it.
know.
So
That's
this what
no
it is. This
Cheerio.
what it is. Usher has a Regency in Vegas.
My bad.
Okay.
So where he go around and sing his songs on roller skates and all this other stuff. Yeah, because he a big roller skater now. So he,
Oh yeah, he from the A. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
he do a lot of that stuff. But then he go around with a bowl of cherries.
Uh-huh.
And he be over here feeding women cherries. Well, you know, some of these sisters be falling out because he's singing to them. Hey, but now y'all have seen this all over the internet. And you know what you gonna do when you go to an Usher concert. You know this is gonna happen.
If he interact with you.
If he interact-
if you in that area,
If you
get
put her
interact.
in, but see, you put her in the path of him interacting, what you think gonna happen? You can't get mad over that shit, bro. You put yourself
Can I
in that
say this?
situation.
Can I say this? I don't give a fuck if it's Usher or Michael Jackson. Ain't none of them punk motherfuckers putting no cherry in my mouth and I'm swirling that motherfucker doing all that. Fuck all that. I'll put my man yam bags in and do that before I do that. That's not gonna happen. I don't give a fuck who it is. I just had to say that. I'm never gonna do that. I wouldn't care if it was
But like,
Usher, whoever.
She put the real cherries in her.
Yeah.
Damn bags. They ain't cherries, man.
Yeah, they ain't little. I ain't say cherries. They ain't cherries.
Shout out to the yams out here, man.
I'm about to show y'all a video of what I'm talking about, though. Of what he talking about, because he talking about that bullshit.
But I mean, but if your girl, but a lot of these motherfuckers, like you said, it's a girl.
But
You know what I mean?
they
Like-
showed T.I. and Tiny, and Tiny turned around like,
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it's like,
But T.I. made her do it.
But at the
And
same
then was
time,
looking at her
but
like,
at the same time, if you like you said, if you rocking with your man and you don't play that shit, the first thing you gonna do is swerve that nigga.
right.
But
just
obviously you see what it is. Most women want that shit and
Right.
they don't care how they nigga feel.
I got a question.
that ain't cool.
Why do y'all think women want it? Maybe because it's Usher.
Right.
I mean,
so
I wouldn't care.
He came through on
But
stage,
I don't give a
motherfucker, with
damn.
a bag of cherries. A bitch gonna look at him like, nigga.
I don't even like those
this ain't even
cherries.
Halloween, nigga.
I
They
think
don't
some
want
women-
that.
some women
They
just love
real
to
cherries.
be
Them
entertained.
cherries you put on top of the
Yeah, ice cream.
You
Yeah.
really ashamed
Them
of
old
Huh?
some women
ass
just
cherries.
love to be
Maraschino. You know what I'm
entertained.
talking about?
Yeah.
You just buy them cheap
Yeah,
ass
man.
cherries. We got the one with the little seeds in them. Those
Peep
real
this
cheap.
video, though. This one of
You
the
go kill
videos.
somebody
There's
with
so
those.
many, though. And he married.
It's a bowl of cherries.
Oh, I was thinking that.
But anyway.
But at the end of the day,
That joy that be having that alcohol, like, I didn't know if he was using that, like, a mosquito cherry or whatever.
yeah, maraschino, yeah, exactly. But just at the end
He
of the
poured
day,
it in the bowl.
I mean,
Both
if
of
your
them-
girl, he got mad. He just
She married.
wow, that's just his girl. I guess.
That was just a random girl right
Oh,
there.
he married. Usher's married.
Yeah.
But I don't know
You
the
know what?
chick.
I
It's
wouldn't
mass
even get mad.
people.
Right.
I don't see the
I
point.
wouldn't get mad.
You knew what's gonna happen, bro. Like, what are you mad about? And if
And
she didn't want to
that
do
might
it, she
be
ain't
her
gonna do it.
celebrity crush. I would.
Hey, he got mad because she might be in that drop top at 7 o'clock.
Cruising the streets.
Yeah.
Y'all better stay your ass at the crib.
Everybody got their little
Let me
celebrity
take your
crush. You
girl.
feel me? I mean, most people, not everybody.
But you know, a lot of women
Yeah, I
say,
ain't got
hey,
no
I'm
crush.
coming home with
Me
you.
either.
I mean, we just out having a good time. It ain't like I disrespected you and tried to get a nigga no head. I mean, I fed into the show. I was part of the show.
Yeah.
But if the tables would turn, bro.
Of course.
Sucking fingers is a little far.
Some women don't care about that either. They don't
Right.
get mad if they
Right, right. Because if you was out to be
So-
out and somebody who you might
Everything
look
is a
up
song.
Beyonce called David on the stage and gave him a lot.
Allegedly, they don't get mad.
to,
Yeah.
What you was saying, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of just entertainment, man. Like a lot of women to say, shit, now go home with you.
Yeah.
Hell,
I didn't interact with this nigga. I was just a moment, and I
wanna fight.
played. I acted. I role played. That's what he. You know what I mean? I gave the camera. She might go viral. Everybody asks, who is this? She tagged herself. Next thing you know, she got 1 million views on her page and getting some bread off this shit. Because right now,
That part.
it's all about exposure in this society. Like if you get somebody to say, ask who the fuck is that, and get 100,000 motherfuckers trying to figure out who this chick with the tongue game. Now her DMs and her page is gonna be hopping off the thing like what's she about? And now he really gonna be shitty. You know?
Janice.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Janice, the porn star. She called herself the cock goblin.
She like tongue game.
And
We
she
know.
know.
Yeah. Right. And it was 2 cherries. So she took the one in and left the one out. Yeah. And then she was, you know what I'm saying? She was playing with it. So
Get her cameo on.
right, exactly. I mean, a lot of these
Now that it
living
went
for
viral.
living for viral.
This is my thing. It's imitating, as me being a woman.
It's
It's like imitating a woman sucking balls.
yeah.
Really?
Licking balls. That's what
Cherries.
that's why he's doing the cherry.
Balls
Because
hanging.
and they doing that because it's
You
licking
know,
balls.
when you licking balls, y'all
that's
know what the fuck
that's
that
what
got
that's
going
about.
on.
That's what the cherry is about.
A little dangle nut.
So I'm telling you, that's what the cherry is about. Him making the women show them how good they can lick the
Them
yam
nuts.
bags.
Yeah.
That's what that's about. That's why I said I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't care who it is.
So you saying you peeping that subliminally? Or
That's
Yeah.
what it is. That's what's the meaning.
That's news to me.
That's the meaning.
Y'all
of
didn't
that.
catch that?
No,
I caught that instantly.
That's why it's two cherries.
I said her tongue.
Is y'all saying this or that's what it's
Right,
like,
That's what it is. That's
That's
what it is. That's what it is. Me being a woman. That's why he's doing it. For them to show.
But why would you drop a cherry in a woman's mouth?
You can't do what she just did.
Ladies, come on, get on here and tell me am I wrong.
You know what I mean? Like that shit gonna hurt a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't wrong about that. That's what that
Like
is.
the thing is, what they doing is the cherry because it got two. It's dangling like little nuts.
Yeah, it's two of them.
And they throwing the tongue game. That's really what
Right,
it is. That's exactly what they want.
That's what it's doing. That's what it's about.
Shit to anything because the tongue work more for women on women than do for niggas.
Nah.
We want dope.
Wow.
We all the real niggas.
mic drop.
I mean, I don't know about any other real nigga. I'm just saying. What you talking about, Lewis? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
Hey, damn Sam is in the building.
But that is what that is. That's why it's such a controversy thing because it's about women showing they game with their tongue on the balls. That's what the cherry is.
That and you know when you can if you could tie a cherry
in the knot, he ain't making them do that. He just making them lick on it and they kissing it and licking and
cherry's always been sexual though. So
I mean, that's sexual, but I mean, I think
yeah.
I think some balls.
You think you call boobs cherries?
Okay, well, okay with titties.
They call them melons.
Melons, right?
You call them melons.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
boobs can be referred as cherries too.
What you got going on this weekend?
It's a real day to day. Yes.
My birthday's Thursday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Happy birthday, kid.
Saturday, we have Park Place, Jimmy J Comedy Show. And make sure y'all come out. It's gonna be a live show, man. We celebrating and we having a good time. Man.
When is it?
This Saturday,
okay.
April 19th, 8 o'clock. If you need tickets, hit me up on Facebook, Karen Brown Jr. You hit me up. You make it happen.
And you definitely gonna get your laugh on.
All day, every day. You know what I'm saying?
You heard me.
We out here making it happen, man. Making it happen.
One of the hardest working comedians in the building right here. Big
Right.
Kid. It ain't the time. Hey, every time I talk to Kid, he got a show coming up. Hey, that's hard working and grinding. You feel me? So we gotta give him his props.
Yes, yeah.
Actually keep it moving.
Also, shout out to my squad, Andre Holland, Jimmy J, Pete Dr. Sabasa. They also grinding, they working too. So
yeah,
if they, because of them, I work hard. So I appreciate them. They keep me going too. So
hey, that's real shit.
I can't forget about
real.
the people. They
You know what I'm saying? Recognize the human. They ain't even here.
So basically, the cherries.
birthday.
appreciate you.
Dark Vader. Okay, Dark Vader. Come on now, Dark Vader. Okay, so it's a sexual metaphor.
Yeah.
So it is like a sexual
It's always been sexual.
metaphor, basically
I call it
showing.
cherry
That's why I
sauce.
said I wouldn't do it because it's Usher. Who cares? Like I'm not never doing that. That's for the women that do shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Like
They
I'm
want
just
Usher
not
to
one of
call
them
them
women
on
that
that
I'm gonna
bus.
be like, if I was with a motherfucker, if I wasn't, I'm not licking on no cherries for nobody. Like, well, dude, get out of here. That's just me.
Mid-20s,
That's
maybe.
crazy.
You
I
never
never
done no
knew
cherries for your
that.
man?
You didn't,
I didn't know that. That's what that
but you
was.
said you would let your girl do it, but it's sexual.
I mean, I still would.
You would still let her do it? Yeah.
You feel me?
They said it's like a symbolization of some forbidden fruit,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
shit like that, sexual.
That's what I say, forbidden fruit. I think of forbidden fruit. I think of pussy.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's why I call.
And they did say it do say something about vagina too.
You remember back in the day, we used to say, "Man, I bust that cherry."
Right.
We ain't say lick that cherry, you know.
But they eating the cherries.
But what were you saying about the woman?
Yeah.
Cherry?
Groceries are
You
amazing.
just know it's a sexual act. That's
Yeah.
Right. It's a sexual contact, so the motherfucker did something sexual in the middle. And to feed into his sexual advance.
His music is sexual.
Right,
That's the point.
Let's think about it. Back when it was out, majority of the women saw him as a sex symbol.
I wouldn't do it.
So,
I wouldn't care who it is.
But I mean, that's your preference. You don't have to do it. Other women do.
What you said?
It's weird, but
a woman thing.
Right. The tongue game, like, you know what I mean? Like, for real, like, tongue work is women on women more than anything else. Women, you know what I mean? Like, niggas is learning how to work their tongues. Women are professional tonguers. That's why lesbians be looking at a nigga like they hard. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like a nigga think he eat pussy good until this chick that had her pussy ate by a woman that he like. She
no.
You know what I mean? Like,
that ain't true.
You know, like, a motherfucker
don't know about all that.
You know what I mean? I'm just
Some men just know what they do.
I don't know about all that.
All I'm gonna say is,
Oh,
because I'm a woman, and all I'm gonna say is I don't know about that because I don't like women. I'm strictly of the other thing, but I know I could write a book. Let's just say that about somebody.
Damn, bestseller on the way.
I didn't catch that, but I
Hey, you don't walk around with a crown on his head like, hey, I can't help myself. You know?
I ain't talking about you. I'm being silly. I'm messing with you, baby. I'm messing with you. Hey.
Hey, he told us for that one.
I know he did. He came with the word. Yeah. I love you.
Well, let's go then. What we talking about?
Yeah. Okay. So, how this is about men knowing how to communicate with their significant other without unpacking the baggage. Like, I guess they saying. Let me see, because I got it all in here.
like putting their how they feel
because
unpacking the baggage, as in put like because of the stuff that they've been through.
It ain't gotta be. It could be relationship too. But like they say, you can't build love with someone if every one conversation turns into a fight without your past. With your past. Do you get that?
I believe in this saying that some men get caught up with trying to explain themselves and don't really explain themselves thoroughly. And sometimes they point go unnoticed. Am I thinking it right?
Yeah, I mean,
their point go unnoticed about when they with their significant other and they trying to get their point out. It's easier for the woman to get her point out and say what she wanted to say, and it's gonna be how it is when you take it. But when a man chooses to vent and open up himself and say that, it's different. Sometimes he leaves the things disclosed that he ain't gonna say because he don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. He want to save face in the relationship. You know what I mean? So he gonna be quiet.
Well, why she don't think like that?
I was about to say some women spare feelings real bad.
Some women what?
Spare men's
Some
feelings.
spare. Majority don't spare your feelings unless they really care about you.
It say, are you reaching to her or to your past? Basically, like,
are you reaching to her
or your past? Like they basically saying, or how do you reach out to, like, say for instance, you and your girl is communicating, right? Is it strictly you focus on the relationship you got with her, depending on the conversation, or are you responding to the triggers and certain shit from the past? This is what I get out of that.
That's a good way. You broke it down good.
Yeah. I think I don't know, man. That's a good one. You know what I'm saying? You came with a good one today. I just think, you feel me? It can go either way, you know, or it could be a little bit of both. As the conversation goes, sometimes you turn it up, but you turn it up because you've been through it so many times. You feel me? And she may not be that thing that broke the camel's back, but you probably just tired of the bullshit. Excuse my French. You feel me?
From women.
Yeah. Or people.
Just people.
Because it's baggage. So it could be things that have pissed you off And it looks like that's what she's doing, but she's really not. You feel me? And you just going overboard with it. I think everybody have probably done that before.
And do you feel that men communicate to be heard or to defend?
Both.
Heard.
Why not defend them?
Because the men don't they don't have to defend their feelings. They say what they say.
I think they do.
They don't necessarily always got to be about defending their feelings. It might be defending their perspective. Like when you get intellectually challenged and where a motherfucker try to question your intelligence.
Like defending is standing on your business.
Make you
standing
like
on business. You know what standing on business is.
Maybe you feel like the person talking to you in their feelings.
No.
And you ain't. And you sitting there like you fuck with my mentals, like you on some other shit. You went from this subject to that subject and here to there. You started off in this area.
Trying to call me mentally ill.
Thing to say, and all of a sudden we talking about something all the way, and it can. I see where it can trigger a defense mechanism in you, because you almost feel like you're being attacked because everything you say is.
But the bottom line, you saying all of that to say you want to be heard,
right? But in the that's a defense mechanism. You know what I mean? Not necessarily that wasn't nothing that you wanted. You didn't want to necessarily express yourself in that way at that moment. It wasn't nothing like a motherfucker brought that shit out of you live in 3D in the moment. You like the fuck. Right. You know what I mean? Like I had motherfuckers with religional shit, trying to, you know what I mean, bombarding you with rights and wrongs and morals and shit. You know what I mean? He'd be like, the fuck, who's right and who's wrong? And motherfucker, and you, now that I said this, now you gotta say that. Now we tongue wrestling. You know what I mean? Like I would have never even entertained the conversation, but now I'm tongue wrestling with you. You know what I mean? About your belief system and my belief system. You know what I mean? And it's like, how the fuck did we get here? You know what I mean? Like I feel how I feel, and you feel how you feel, but every time I say something that might maybe counter what you're saying now, you got to come back and kind of, you know what I mean? You get to going back and forth, and it almost feel like you in, you know what I'm saying, Bruce Lee mode trying to block shit, because now it ain't just a conversation, it's a motherfucking action, and questioning your thought process, your feelings, your religion, your perspective, challenging you directly, not just allowing you to have your perspective and keep it. Now they challenging you. You got to stand up for your shit. Like, hold on, motherfucker, this is where I stand. I'm a man. Like, I respect your space and let you kind of have your perspective, but you keep at me like my perspective bother you or my thoughts bother you, and you trying to shoot my shit down. It's like, I try to openly share perspective, but sometimes when you openly share perspective, certain motherfuckers take offense. And then it gets to be that back and forth. You know what I mean? But
the Crystal said you cannot keep anything packed of past baggage when you're deciding to be with a person in long term. No one, and I repeat, no one should ever have one up on your person that goes for past, present, or future. I know that's right, cuz.
But that's what I was thinking from the beginning when I read it, because you know what I mean? Because it said, you know, because it was kind of different than what we had talked about. It say without unpacking your baggage.
Because I don't think
talked
you
about
should do that.
Unpacking your baggage to further and benefit the open communication, not necessarily keep my baggage to myself and then talk about how me holding on to that. You know, I want to be able to communicate at the same time while not dealing with my baggage.
That's not communication.
Do that.
That's not communication.
That's not going to never work, because you ain't you. Because I was talking to my wife before I came here. I was like, when you talk about baggage, you know, everybody packed a suitcase, right? It ain't just dump my shit into one bag and zip it up and call it a goddamn day. You got compartments. You put your lotion here, your flip flops here, your other stuff here. Everything has a place and some sort of order to that shit. So when you're dealing with your own personal baggage, you got to be able to open up your luggage and identify your shit. Because sometimes as men, I don't think we always naturally identify our baggage. We just clump that shit up into I got this or I got that, and don't really look really hard into nuances of our baggage, why our triggers are what they are, why we choose not to communicate when it's something that we really passionate about, But like you said, we might just decide to not to entertain it because we might think it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation that we don't want to have right now. Because every time we have an uncomfortable conversation, we lose. Because we just, it's raw. It's not thought out. It ain't like we sitting down writing a rap and think about that shit. It's just something that comes in the moment. We start expressing ourselves. And since we ain't good at expressing ourselves, and they'll shoot our shit down or say something really fast and get us tongue tied, and we'll just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And then just kind of and just out emotion you. You know, because this is raw. You ain't never even thought about talking about some of this shit. Then we finally found a few words to even open up about it. Then I'm gonna like, why you like that? Why you don't get over that shit? Why you doing this? What you like?
So, Kev, what's your perspective?
I mean, I kind of agree with what Sam was saying a little bit, because it's hard to. You shouldn't really want to go in a relationship with all that baggage anyway. If I'm like stepping into something for like a long term, I don't want to bring my baggage from this old shit into this. You know what I mean? Because they ain't gonna bring no positivity to it. Because my old baggage probably was some shit that I'm hurting over. So at that point, you should either heal or don't come in that relationship with none of that, because I don't feel like it's not easy not to unleash that baggage when you are emotionally connected with somebody. Because if I start talking and I'm gonna express myself, I'm gonna speak what's on my mind. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it comes harsh because I was raised in a house that we ain't sugarcoat shit. So my people give it straight to me, like no ins and buts about it. Yeah, sometimes it hurt, but that makes you a stronger person. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of come when I'm talking to other people. It's like, all right, I'm gonna give it to you how I give it to you when I'm unleashing my feelings. But I also can be like, all right, let me read the room. Let me know, like, all right, if I say this, her ass is gonna be crumbled. You know what I mean? So I gotta deliver it to where you can comprehend my feelings. And I feel like.
So how can they determine if it's baggage?
I feel like you said, because if it's baggage, you know if it's baggage, man. You know if that shit that triggers you, the stuff that you
coming up over and over again.
Do that other person?
I mean, that's I feel like that's a conversation you have to have.
Identify that. They probably look at it as anger or frustration.
But at the end of the day, I think as a person, whomever, male or female, it's your baggage to identify and fucking sort. It's impossible for you to be baggage free going into a relationship. You just got to learn how to manage your baggage. And when you start seeing your baggage become messier and starting to interfere with something, you got to be able to address it, identify it first, and then try to figure out a way to not have it carry on further, because it's what you got. You brought it with you. It's called baggage for a reason, because you carry that shit. You know what I mean? So it's just being able to, I think, identifying it to be able to try to, because your mate might not even understand it. Like Mike just said, like, how can a person who don't know you, who ain't been there with you while you carrying this baggage, or even develop this baggage? Because some of our baggage come from before we turn 10. You know, and so for that point, you just got to be able to be like, all right, like, I ain't never liked it when people did this to me. I ain't never liked it when a person questioned this or that and the third. What, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't just her. I don't give a fuck who it is. Another motherfucker came to me with that same type of energy, I'm going to act the same way. Like, and I'm going to act towards everybody else a certain type of way. But since she's the exception to the rule, I got to learn how to manage this a little differently. Mm-hmm. Now, I might pop off the 99.9% of the motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? But this one person, I don't want to have to do that. I want to try to be a better person for the unit, because I can act like this forever. But this is my single way of handling my baggage. But once you got baggage, you got to recognize that your baggage, and when you get together with somebody, y'all pack y'all luggage together there. Yeah, your baggage. You know what I'm saying? Y'all shit start to mail, so y'all got to manage y'all baggage together as a unit. Like, if you have to identify, like, all right, we got to put our shit over here. We got to put this.
So y'all shit turn to groceries. It be your baggage.
You go from one little bag, you go from two little bags to one big ass bag and a carry on.
It's definitely having a conversation.
That's basically having a conversation. Like, you got to be able to talk to your woman like, hey, this is some of the baggage I have Because, like you said, how you gonna get to learn somebody if you don't talk to somebody to get truly learn? You can have a conversation,
right?
And you can let somebody know, hey, this is some stuff It
makes me uncomfortable when you do
and
this.
Sometimes people don't know they got that baggage until that conversation come up.
Right. And you gotta know how to talk to them instead of talking at them when you're discussing
exactly.
your baggage.
That read the next.
Hey, whoever coming up, hold on 1 second, y'all. Whoever coming up with these topics, man, they some fire ass topics.
Oh wait, we all did.
Because when I seen that one right there, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
that went right into it when he was saying what he was saying.
You gotta know how to say it to somebody. Just don't be talking because you got lips. Right. Everybody don't be talking at somebody. Talk to them. So and then you can realize have a conversation. Know how to listen from each different standpoint. Other conversation like, damn, if I had that baggage, I would want to be more.
David does said that to me times.
And check your energy.
To me,
sometimes you can just get extra
goes back to what we said at the beginning. Men want to be heard. You feel me?
But then they defend when the woman is when they wanting to be heard and they telling her what's going on and she's talking at him instead of to him. Then the man gets into defense mode, and now it's men defend. So it's kind of both.
Yeah.
Depending upon the person.
Right. So in being heard, like I know people who want to be heard but don't know how to find the words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They ain't never been able to express their emotions. They ain't never gave their emotions real live validity. They really just been kind of just, I'll be all right. I'm this, I'm that. I got it up. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. That's my thing I hear a lot. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. I'm like, well, man, you can't keep saying fuck that shit. Right. You married to this motherfucker. You can't let the kids be a certain type of way without you standing up and being a man and confronting their mama about this shit. Because you, the man in this house, and y'all coexist together. So if the things is going on disturb you that bad, you can't keep saying fuck that shit and then find ways not to go home. And you just out lingering. You instead of going to work and coming home and having a comfortable home to go to, you get off work and you start finding shit to do. So all you gotta do is go home. You ain't even eating at home. You just go home and go in to get to bed, go to sleep, and get right up super early in the morning, go get right back out there to work. And then when the motherfucker but you ain't doing nothing to promote and help the relationship. You ain't even trying to find the words. You just keep saying, fuck that shit. I tried it, but she don't listen. I'm like, but that don't mean get the fuck up because you don't know how to express yourself, nigga. Like you want to get a certain type of way and think that just because that shit sound clear to you, that it sound clear to a woman because we hear different shit.
I was just about to say that.
We hear different shit with the same words.
I was just about to say that, Sam.
You edited on that.
Because I was just about to say what you just said. We think differently. Like, say for instance, you say to me.
You was getting to that bag.
Yeah, say for instance, you say to me, I don't want to celebrate that with you, like, on that day. You know what I'm saying? I want to do it for me, whatever.
Shots fired. I didn't even see the gun.
Why you having, man?
You might even shot me. I thought it was
why y'all? Come on now, listen.
You ain't even
I ain't talking about him. I'm just saying, listen.
Nah, but the thing is, I didn't even see him. I'm looking at her.
Right.
He talking, and all of a sudden she just start grinning. Like, I'm like, damn, that bullet went like.
It's like I see him just take it like this.
Who is the bullet for?
You see how I laughed it out, right?
Get your vest on.
I would say women think of shit and hear it. They hear that totally different.
That's kind of fucked
than
up
what
to me.
you hear me? Like, than what they really saying. You get what I'm saying?
Women cold with it.
Y'all
can come from. Y'all can peep it from so many different.
You hear that differently. Like shit. That to me means this is what I heard. Okay, I heard. Fuck anything you got to do and your birthday, your celebration, whatever the fuck it is. I'm celebrating me only. It ain't about you. I don't give a fuck about what you doing. You can't do it with me.
fuck.
That's what I get out of that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I heard that too.
I'm saying that's the difference between men and women.
I think it was the way that it probably was explained to you because you didn't hear it in real time.
If a man, no. I got an example for you. Somebody said something to me. I forgot. But I thought of it completely differently.
Yeah,
to me, you told me I was a fat ass ugly bitch, but you probably just said I was a 4 out of 10 type shit.
But you know the reality of it is like we different languages. I
was stuck. Like
you get it?
It took me
4 out of 10. We know what them ducks look
you
like.
just called me a fat ass ugly bitch. I didn't say that. Yes, you did.
But the thing is you looking at it from your scale because
Yeah.
this nigga might have a like a 10 might be somebody that's way up there, and a 0 might be somebody who was a 8 on another motherfucker scale.
Mm-hmm.
There was a motherfucker on TV today. I was watching some court shit at my daddy house this morning, and this motherfucker say, I like big girls. You know what I'm saying? He stuck his chest out there. I like big girls. You know what I mean? So on his scale, a big girl could be an 8.
Mm-hmm.
We're on another motherfucker scale. A skinny bitch could be a 3 or 2 because you ain't got enough ass. Or I don't like to bump bones.
That
you know what I'm saying? So it's
Not
personal
bones.
preferences as far as like when it comes to scale. So you got to make sure you understand another motherfucker's scale.
Because he could have been saying,
right.
You said that,
you
but that's
4 out of 10 of the women that I respect the most.
Right, that you 40 because
we hear different shit.
Right.
Like what he just said, I heard something totally different.
Like for real, like from talking, having a sister and being able to, she gave me a raw uncut as a young person. I'd be sitting there looking at her like she was like crazy when she would explain some shit that we sitting there watching together. I'm like, bitch, I ain't see none of that. Like back when we had a VCR, I had to rewind the tape. Like, what are you talking about? I say something about something happened in the movie, and she said, I ain't see that. I saw this. I'm like, what the fuck is you looking at watching the same goddamn TV? Rewind it, and now I'm seeing what she see, and she's seeing what I see. You know, like we look at different shit when we look at a picture. We hear different shit when we read a fucking a poem, or we hear a song. We hear different. It incites different emotions and thoughts between the races. You know what I mean? Between the opposite sexes. I mean, you know what I mean? Like they literally, when certain words. I read a book and it talked about the difference between men and women that act like women's from another planet and we from another planet. You know what I mean? Like we really speak real different languages that have got a lot of commonalities. When we say something about, I don't want to do this, she might hear like, I don't want to spend time with you. Yeah. You like, I just said this is my day
because it's based off emotion,
right? And the word and certain words are trigger words. Like you can't say insecure to a certain type of motherfucker. You can't say foolish. You know what I mean? You can't say ignorant. When ignorant is simply saying not knowing. But knowing the definition is say, tell a motherfucker they ignorant. You ignorant to the fact that when I said this, you didn't get none of that shit. A motherfucker will go through the goddamn ceiling and it's going down in that bitch. You know what I mean?
Today, they call them, it's like saying, you retarded as hell. You feel me? Back, in the day, saying somebody retarded was offensive. But now it's a part of a conversation. You dumb. So, yeah.
I want to read this comment. I truly believe men and women don't cover those hard topics and go into a relationship. I think they meant before they go to a relationship or situationship, and that's why we keep having these hurt and bitter people going to other people and hurting them.
Oh, I agree.
Right.
I mean, hurt people.
Right. And but that's what I say. If you ain't identifying and you ain't being real with the baggage that you bring, if you keep trying to sugarcoat your baggage and kind of minimize the effects of what the fuck you got going on, you keep seeing the same traits in every fucking person you deal with, man or woman. You wonder why you keep getting the same shit out of the motherfuckers you deal with? Because you ain't identifying your shit. Because what's the common denominator in these equations? You, motherfucker.
I think you should heal from your past trauma before you jump into a new.
But you gotta. Sometimes you don't know until you know, and then you gotta work on that shit live in 3D. But the thing is, you gotta be willing to work on that shit. You gotta be willing to look at yourself in the mirror, and like women sometimes gonna have a problem with looking at themselves in a negative way because it's all about positivity and uplifting and self-confidence and all that shit, right? But when you tell a motherfucker like you ain't good at this, you ain't trying to hurt her feelings, but you ain't no good at this shit. That'll crush them. That'll have a motherfucker getting super mad and super defensive.
So telling a female she can't cook and she in there busting her ass and make sure you got a meal every night prepared. You just tell her you can't cook.
Right. Or what if you told your old lady like you just lay there and take the dick?
Hmm?
You know what I'm saying? Like
if you say that, if I hear my man tell me that means you telling me I can't stand you, I hate you, you is raggedy, you is nothing.
But realistically, as a man, be like
I don't like you.
So we got to do a lot of the initiating to some of the shit, and we used to having to promote. We could lay in the bed with a motherfucker, and sex might not never come up. So we have to initiate and do certain things, and then you find yourselves in a routine sometimes when you start dealing with the same people, and they just kind of just going and you're just doing the shit. And it's like, well, damn, what if I was to tell you that, you know, I want you to initiate something sometimes. I want you to act like you want me. Why is it always me acting like I'm the only person that's interested in nuts? Even though I'm making you bust a bunch of nuts, but you would just lay there and just wait on a nigga to just do something, or you going to sleep on a nigga. Why is it always like that? Why I might be accustomed to a motherfucker showing me some attention, and you ain't giving it.
That's when you put him in your own positions. You ain't finna lay here like that. Let me bend you over this way. Yeah. Right. Let me bust out this new move. Yeah. This gonna bring it out of you. You know what I mean?
Right. But when you say those type of things,
I'm saying it. I'm doing it.
No, but when you say things,
when
you say certain things to a person, it creates. They might hear something totally different where you just might be asking for variety in the bed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you trying to be like, look, how about this? And they might think that I ain't good enough. He don't like me. He done had so much experience, and now he telling me my pussy ain't no good, or I'm a born fuck, or I'm this, or I'm that. And it's like all I tried to do was put some life into it and try to get some insight, some thought. But they hear a whole nother thing, and they'll run with them thoughts without saying shit. And you be wondering why our lip poked out and why you're having a tense ass moment.
That's why you have to find your words when you know what I mean, when you're trying to communicate effectively. You know, can you separate your relationship from your current one when you argue?
Explain that.
I think what they saying is what I'm saying. I think what I'm saying from the question is, can you separate your current relationship? Like, say for instance, you with me, we get into an argument. Can you separate that from your past relationship where you don't disrespect me like you would have did the next person? It's basically what I'm saying. That's what it's asking. Like, can you separate your current relationship from your past relationship when it comes to arguing? Because you might argue with me, and the way you argue with the last person was different than the way you argue with me. You argue with this person where you cussing them out, calling them big head bitches and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You might not argue with me that way.
Well, it's all about respect.
I'm just giving examples, baby.
That was good that you gave the example, though.
No, you
can brought clarity.
I feel like you can, bro. I feel like if I'm going into this a new relationship, I mean, I'm not thinking about the old one and the way the old shit we did, you know? I don't want to argue. I'm trying not to argue in the point because I'm trying to get away from what I did in my old relationship. So in my new relationship, let's try to communicate so we ain't arguing. Mm-hmm. And if we do get to that point, I don't need to raise my voice, especially if this person know how to keep calm. Now, she raises her voice to do all that extra shit. I know to keep calm myself, but sometimes, you know, some females cross that line.
But when you do that shadow work on yourself, it's not about what they do. It's how you're going to react.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they can do all of that all they want, but if you did your shadow work, it's not going to have the same impact that it used to have.
And that's working on your baggage. That shadow work is what you call working on your baggage. Identifying it and learn, like, you know what? I ain't about to let this motherfucker put me in a situation where I keep finding myself arguing and defending myself. I'm going to say what I say. I ain't going to raise my voice. I ain't going to get all energized. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to take a deep breath like I ain't going into that. But I'm going to still be heard. I'm going to still say what I got to say. But I'm not about to get in there. You can start raising your voice. Like, listen to you. Why are you raising your voice now? Like, I'm trying to keep this shit at a certain level because we can go back and forth.
But I feel like going into that relationship right there, like that like you said, that shadow work is working on yourself because you're not trying to be that same person.
Right.
And everybody ain't perfect. Like, we all sometimes have moments where we don't want to, but it happens. And like, we don't try to. Like you said, you got to do your shadow work. You got to take care of yourself and work on yourself. But I feel like if you going into a new relationship, that should have been you already should have been start doing that because you're trying to get away from that old and you working on yourself. If you worked on yourself like you should to go into this relationship, that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, because some women call they dudes BITCHs.
I hate that shit.
I'm just saying, I've heard it. Like, women calling they dudes it. So it's like, damn, do you get in relationships and each relationship you do that to the men? Because that's wow. That's crazy work. When I hear that for a woman to do that, and I heard, this is honest, I've been around people with they dudes, and the dudes said, oh yeah, that's just how we talk to each other.
But that's because he allowed that shit. I feel like
he talked to her like that. He was talking to her like that too. And she was talking to him like that. And he basically said, said it. This is how we talk to each other. Because she was like, you hoe ass.
But you know, some people are comfortable and normalize toxicity. We talked about that in the other show. You're like, just because y'all do that shit and find comfort in that shit, don't make that shit right. Like they say, to each his own and all that shit. But then you in a crazy ass relationship with somebody and then complaining to a motherfucker where you normalizing bullshit. And when a motherfucker try to, like Candace said plenty of times, like a motherfucker bring you some of that shit that's not so toxic, you don't know how to react to that shit. And so you want toxicity. You know, I had the same situation where a motherfucker wanted me to put my hands on them to show them that I cared. And got to the point where they start hitting me to try to incite a reaction out of me because I wasn't giving the reaction they was looking for.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there like, I'm not about to give you that. I'm about to give you that. Nah, nigga, you gonna do that, you this and you that. And I'm sitting there like, nah, I just got my card. It's gone in. You cool, you at home. I ain't got you nowhere but at the crib in front of your house. You can get out. The door open.
I like this one right here. Or your triggers louder than your intentions. Dang, boy, they shooting bullets today, boy.
She on her hot shit. She got it.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
Sometimes
Are your triggers louder than your intentions?
Sometimes.
Right.
I believe that.
Sometimes it's not always, but sometimes it is. Because sometimes I'm not gonna lie. I'm like I said, I'm still working on myself.
Right.
So some people know how to push my buttons, and when I snap, I snap. I don't like it, but it happens. You know what I mean? And it don't. My intention is not to come at you in that reckless form, but you trigger me to where, damn, my mouth got real loose, and then I stopped caring. And then I catch myself, and then now we got to have a discussion about me being not the person I want to be. So sometimes it do happen. Other times I catch myself and like, don't let it happen.
Because you like a video game to a motherfucker at that point, because you let the motherfucker just push buttons and play with you and get a reaction, and then you just sit back and watch the movie. Like, you gotta be conscious of that, because when in the joint out, they call it bitten. The motherfucker bitten off of you. They just doing their time fucking with you. And just seeing how you gonna react, gonna say little shit. They see you sensitive as fuck, and they see you insecure about this, and they see that, so they gonna shoot little shots at you and say little shit to you, and then back up, because they really don't want to fight or fuck with. They just bored, they got shit to do, and they bitten off of you. They doing their time fucking with you. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta learn that when somebody is fucking with you, to take your power back and stop allowing them, because you're not a victim. So many people who say somebody doing this to me, like, some of that shit. You every person on the walk this planet can draw a line in the sand with a motherfucker. Like, look, stop. I don't like that. You make me feel insecure. You make me feel uncomfortable. You make me want to go in a whole other direction. And since I care about you, I'm trying to stop that shit from going there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to bite your head off. This is what I do for motherfuckers who treat me like that. This is what I customarily do. I bite a motherfucker's head off. I don't play no games. I don't take no prisoners. I don't leave a body standing out this motherfucker for this type of shit. But I know your intentions might not be the same, but yet you triggered me to feel a certain type of way. So I got to say something. Because like Mike said, you want to be heard. Right. You know what I mean? You got to find that time. Like, look, like, nah, we got to stop that because I'm not going to keep allowing you to get me here. Because like you said, Dave, earlier, like, it start being shit that you keep seeing repetitive. When you start seeing problems that occur repetitively in your life, you start thinking that this is God's way or the universe's way of bringing something to my face that needs my attention. Mm-hmm. I ain't seeing this shit repetitively by accident. If I dealt with this chick and this shit happened, and I end up leaving her and I go fuck with the next chick and I get these same type of feelings. And hold on, maybe you looking at this shit, maybe where your feet standing ain't proper. Because your mama didn't do this. Your daddy wasn't around to do this. You kind of had a misinterpretation of how relationships supposed to go because you saw your sister and her baby daddy go through this. There's some of the things in our lives that kind of dictate how we respond and react to certain shit from things that we've seen and normalized and things that we've been exposed to that we just kind of buried.
I think it's a part of yourself that you didn't hold accountable.
With the triggers?
Yeah.
Accountability is always first and foremost, you got to hold yourself in accountability anyway. Like most people don't, though.
That's what I'm saying. And those are the triggers, the things that you really don't hold yourself accountable to. You know what I'm saying? Like you had said earlier in the conversation, how women is direct when they speaking about their feelings, and it's gonna come out how it's gonna come out. Men try to cut that corner a little bit because they don't want to, you know what I mean?
I don't think that. I think it's the other way around.
No,
but when it becomes, but listen though, it becomes a pattern. It becomes a pattern of behavior with that man until he blows up. But the bottom line of the point I'm trying to make is that man didn't hold himself accountable to stop doing that.
One thing I say,
you feel me?
I like fighting. Like I'm like bettering myself, even going through what y'all talking about. This is just going through it myself. I have to hold myself accountable for everything I do. But you gotta, like you say, you gotta be willing to say that. When I learned, I was willing to say, "Hey, man, you made a mistake."
There you go.
Because I've been around a lot of people who say, "You know, a man never admits to his mistakes," and I refuse to believe that because I can't grow by doing that. Mm-hmm. So I had to learn to be like, "All right, Kev, that wasn't the way to go." I have a temper, and as of now, my temper ain't as bad as say it was when I was younger. I'm able to stop, process stuff, think a little bit, you know, before I go out, lose cannon crazy. But I had to hold myself accountable and look like, all right, bro, this ain't you. You're not that person in the first place.
Right.
Because most people that know you don't know your temper. They know the good side of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I didn't want that side to be noticed. So I had to work on that to be just happier in my life anyway. So accountability is a big thing. You have to be able to say, hey, I got problems. I'm flawed. I'm not perfect. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be walking around here trying to be that anyway. You should walk around here trying to be the best version of yourself. And accountability is just one of the biggest things you have to just better yourself in anything.
And that's on the floor for men and women.
Right.
Yeah. And I would say
damn Kev moment right there.
Do you think this is for the women? Do you think more women are hold themselves accountable?
I think women hold themselves more accountable for their actions than men. That's just the people that I know. I'm saying I don't know all women, so I'm going by the people that I know. They hold themselves accountable for their shit, for their bullshit.
Okay, good one. So but is it in real time?
No. I really can't say or speak for other women. I can only speak for the ones that I know and for myself. I will hold myself accountable, but it's hard sometimes. I can be honest. It's hard for me to hold myself accountable on certain situations. But otherwise than that, I've always been the type of person. I speak what I say and I say what I mean, and it is what it is. But it be certain situations that I don't remember what I said, and I try not to hold myself accountable.
Is it because you don't want to be wrong? That's why you don't
It's
hold yourself accountable?
It's because I don't give a fuck for real at the time. And so I try not to be so harsh about that or say I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm trying to give a fuck. That's all I'm saying. I'm learning
about the ladies who got baby daddies and they don't know who the daddy is, that don't hold themselves accountable because they hold.
That's different. That's different. I'm saying though that no, but I'm saying with me, I'm learning to. Damn, I'm learning to. With me, I'm learning. They're here. Repeat that. Let's go to that. Go back to that.
Women hold themselves more accountable than men, but what about the women that got multiple baby daddies who don't know who the baby daddy is? And that's a lot of them. They have number of men about holding themselves accountable for some shit.
But see, the thing that
I said, ooh.
But see, one thing we got to remember what she said, the people I know. This is the people she knows.
Yeah.
And right. So I say it's 50-50 because, you know what I mean? Because there's dudes that don't hold themselves accountable and there's women that don't hold themselves accountable. Right. But there are also women that do hold themselves and men that hold themselves. It's really 50-50. You can't really say one do it better than the other because at the end of the day, they all do it.
You got a lot of deadbeat dads.
I think a lot of it should have to come down to just when you having a conversation with somebody, you start feeling like this shit, and you start getting aggravated with somebody that you love, you need to be able to take a breath and be like, why? You know what I mean? And then try to talk to a motherfucker versus getting caught up in that feeling like, why do I feel like this? Like, look, like what you just said made me feel a certain type of way. You know what I mean? Like, I like the word I got called start with a P.
Start with a what?
P.
Pump.
It was about my not being comfortable with being exposed. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, it was a concerning like leaving I live on a 1-floor house. And I'm living in the inner city. I didn't do shit.
Start with a P.
Yeah, something about it was but anyway, I would just give you the demo. Like I don't like to have my fucking curtains and all that shit wide the fuck open so a motherfucker can walk by and see something. I done did shit to a couple motherfuckers here and there. I ain't necessarily wanted for nothing. Cause I ain't never told them a motherfucker did no shit like that, but I done did shit to in my life. And now that I'm back in town, that's been like my baggage. It's like I don't want a motherfucker to be able to look into my house or just be walking around because I know grimy niggas, whether it be the niggas I did something to or just grimy ass niggas that see you park a bunch of nice cars around and your friends pull up a nice shit. Thirsty motherfuckers might come to want to stick their face in your windows if they see your windows open. So I had said paranoid. That was the word. Motherfucker called me paranoid, and I called myself something else. But paranoid was a trigger for me. You know what I mean? Like, hold on, I'm trying to be prepared for for real life shit because of my personal experiences. You know what I mean? Because you live where you live, you live from the suburbs, and you used to have your windows and shit open, and all your blinds wide the fuck open, where a motherfucker can walk on my porch and be looking down there through all the way through my house. I don't like that shit. I don't like the motherfucker be able to walk to my door and look from the front of my house all the way to the back of my house because that's the way that motherfucker built. So I want my motherfucking thing to be closed on my front door. You know what I mean? It's just little things where I'm not necessarily thinking no negative shit, but at the same time, when I heard that word paranoid, that was a trigger for me. You know what I mean? And we went into this real big, long discussion. Like I said some shit like my first instinct was like, well, set that shit out there. You know what I mean? We walk around this motherfucker half naked and you want to have the windows and shit open. Well, set that shit out there.
So you know what I mean? Like, you being paranoid, really, you was being
precautious.
Oh, precautious.
Precautious. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the 2 P's was at. I was like, I'm not paranoid, I'm precautious. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm from being growing up in the inner city. Certain things is real. You got motherfuckers who just walk around and peep in the windows. You got motherfuckers, we stay by railroad tracks. So we got random motherfuckers that be going around. I don't want motherfuckers to be able to just walk and look at my motherfucking crib.
You do the same thing when you leave stuff sitting inside your vehicle when you go somewhere. You put the certain things up because you don't want people walking about looking in your car. Right. Because at the next thing you know, they're gonna break in and take something.
Right. So that was a trigger for me, and I had to find the words versus getting real defensive and just getting combative with my mate. I had to find the words to identify my personal feelings about that subject and grow through that, because that's baggage that I had from my baggage from real life shit. You know what I mean? And like, because I say we all carry the baggage. It comes in different forms of fashion, where you got it from the streets, you got it from your family, you got it from different places. Like, you might not be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So can I say a couple comments real quick? Rylin, what's going on, Rylin? How you doing? I hope I'm saying your name right. It says that's really true, because although we focus on communication, we need to address triggers. Like what Sam's saying, like it's certain triggers. Like I wouldn't want to keep my window open because I'm used to people peeking in, and the people that was peeking in robbed us. You get what I'm saying? So that's a trigger for me,
right,
for somebody
who
to
did that shit, you'll be like,
yeah. So and then Alethea, what's up, sis?
shaking like,
Alethea said women normally want to be the one in the right all the time.
Yeah. It turned into the right fight.
And then she said it's okay to be wrong, be accountable, and move on. We human, we all make mistakes. Absolutely, I agree. I agree.
That's big facts.
I agree. I'm learning to if I'm wrong, but sometimes I feel me personally that people put so much on me and make it like I'm just this person that I'm not, though. It's not that serious.
It's
like,
understood.
Yeah, like I've been like that all my life. And it's like, so that's a trigger for me when people say certain things and make it out for me to be a certain way. That's a trigger.
So what I want to say is what's always understood ain't got to be explained. So when you don't understand somebody, sometimes you got to explain, because they're going to take you the wrong way.
Damn me. Okay, well, we about to wrap it up.
Right, exactly.
With that.
Right. That's the thing, that's part of the bag.
We wrapping it up with that one.
It's like what Mike said, if you truly want to be heard, and you say some shit, and a motherfucker take your words and run around the corner with them, you like, the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, damn, hold on. Bring your ass back around the corner, because that's not what I intended.
Right.
You heard what you heard because of what your ears programmed to you from your baggage and your experiences, that those words made you think this. When I spoke those words, I meant this. I've had to explain the same situation 20 times in different versions, in different ways, and keep talking about it. Like, refuse to let a motherfucker just be confused about the fuck I'm saying. I'm not changing what I'm saying. I meant that shit, but in this context. You take my words out of context and put them into this big ass spectrum. I'm talking about this small context, because I'm not trying to be general. Because as men, we like to be specific about our shit, but women like to make our shit broad. Oh, you saying this? Like, no, I was talking about this individual situation in this fashion. That's it. That's all. Don't try to turn it into more than what the fuck it is. It is this.
We hear different language. Period.
And sometimes you speak it to bad intentions.
So can we go around and just say a positive thing before we wrap it up? And then you shout out everybody, because it's. Oh my God.
She keep flashing that. She was creative with that one though.
Like, I'm mad as hell about that.
No, you need to put these jams.
Yeah, so yeah. I'm mad as hell about that. I told her to wrap it up, and that's what she put. Anyway, and we out of here, y'all. We gonna wrap it on up tonight, y'all.
Right, so thank y'all once again, man. We want all y'all to like, share, subscribe.
Do it again.
And again. Shout out to all my peoples on there that's on my page, man. I can't see you, but I see you. What's happening? Shout out to Worldwide Collaborations. Shout out to Busy One, where you can catch Day to Day on every Sunday from 3 to 4 on Busy One Radio Network. Shout out to the Men's Monday. Shout out to the Women's
Motivational Monday. You hear me?
Yeah, we got game for you. We got food for thought. Hope you ready to come eat with us. You know what I'm saying?
And this was big
That's
motivation.
a good
today.
one.
This was big motivation.
We get you together. And let's talk about it Fridays, every Friday, man.
You skip women?
Like talking to
No,
See?
You said it so fast, she cause all she heard was what you heard.
See, they hear what they, so I got it. So it's already understood. They got to be explained. But since I wasn't understood, I'm gonna explain it again. Shout out to the women on Wednesdays.
I did not hear that.
Man, yeah, man. But other than that, man, we out of here, man. We're gonna get with you.
Peace.
Dirty one, Grammy.
Time to up the level. I'm in the kitchen, I'm in the blender. Forgive me, God, I'm a sinner. After lunch, I'm going for dinner. In the wound, I knew the winner. I'm bringing summer to the winter. Turn this shit up, little nigga. You know you ain't playing with no beginner. I play with so many trees in my hands. I got splinter. Keep it a bean, keep it a buck. If you don't eat, you don't fuck. If you don't grind, now you stuck.
I triple my bag and double my worth. I'm getting this money up off of the turf. I swear that I'm cursed. Straight to burn.
Though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. I will fear no evil. I will fear no.
Big bang, take little bang, catch niggas slipping, they don't know about me. I roll this, really jumping out the barrel, stretching through your outfit, hit any car, any nigga that you riding with. Better watch your talk, better watch your tempo around these Negroes. I think you know about the principle around here on the block. Yeah, yeah. Standing on business, ain't falling for nothing. You know I ain't struggling, I'm moving. They talking real loud with the oozing. I'm talking real loud like a movie. What you say don't move me. You ain't never been shit in them motherfucking streets. And I let a nigga know right now with this beef. It's really gets beef on the streets. It's beef on the
It don't matter. God flow, fishing batter. Fisher of men don't take the bait. Tile, Babel, nation scatter. Gossiping and chitter chatter. Backbiting, get you splattered. Just another form of ratting. Run and tell that to the captain. We ain't talking paper, I know you pocket watching. Why you think I'm ballin'? I'm out here astronaut, thanking God, cause I know my calling. Push the rock like a point guard. Step Curry from the goal line. 3 points in this game time. Yeah, I keep it on the main line.
Though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. I will fear no evil. I will fear no.
Fuck them, feed them, I don't need them. Watch me breed them, watch them eat them. Any one of them, I sick my pick.